helping with his chair. Yeah, this. Okay. Legislative day number 17 will now come to order. Please rise for a moment of silent meditation. I will now call upon Councilwoman Allman, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Nope. No, I almost went there. Alrighty. Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of October 2nd, 2017?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
It's been a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Journal's approved. Enrollment of bills. Bills 51-17, 52-17, 53-17, and 57-17 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and are hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, we'll now read all bills for introduction, please.
Mr. Chair, we have two bills at the request of the administration. Bill 6417, FEMA Fire Prevention and Safety Smoke Detectors, and Bill 6517, Bond Ordinance. Bill 6617, Zoning Regulations, Residential Uses in Zones Adjacent to CT Districts. Bill 6717, Parking, and Bill 6817, Social Host Unruly Social Gatherings.
There are no bills for final reading and vote this evening, and so the council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the council's work session on October 10th, 2017. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the Secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 7.
Mr. Chairman, there are 7 fiscal matters. The first contract is a set of 5 contracts for as-needed technical service, claims investigation, and surveillance. Fiscal matter 2 is an agreement with the Baltimore County Revenue Authority for the lease of parking spaces at the Towson Square Garage for public safety employees. Fiscal matter 3, there are 6 contracts for computer training consulting services. Fiscal matter 4 is a contract with Pharmatech Incorporated for drug testing services at the detention center. Fiscal matter 5 is a contract with Fidelity Engineering Corporation, maintenance repair of generators at county facilities. Fiscal matter 6 is a contract with Signs Excavating and Services Incorporated for on-call snow removal and de-icing services. Fiscal matter 7 is a contract with George F. Lawback, Jr.
And are there any questions or comments from the members on any of these fiscal matters? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve fiscal matters 1 through 7?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Been motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 7.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mrs. Allman?
Aye.
Mr. Cash?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Fiscal matters 1 through 7 are approved. We will now consider miscellaneous business. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
First item is correspondence from the Director of Budget and Finance for contracts that are over $25,000 that are awarded by a process other than a formal competitive bid, which must be announced at the next legislative session following the award. There are 3 such contracts. The first is Net at Work Incorporated in the amount of $106,080. The second contract is with Chesapeake Environmental LLC in the amount of $144,865. And the third contract is with Martell Laboratories JDS Incorporated in the amount of $31,935.
Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next item is Resolution 8917, sponsored by Mr. Quirk at the request of the administration for the designation of BCPD as Baltimore County Police Department as the primary law enforcement unit in the county.
And I understand we have Mr. Matthew Lawrence here to testify tonight. Mr. Lawrence, come on down.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. The request for this resolution is for the council to designate the Baltimore County Police Department as the primary law enforcement unit. And this is for a database it's a regional automated property information database referred to as RAPID. And it's a database for precious metals and pawn sales. So it's a requirement for each dealer of secondhand precious metals to make and keep a record of the business transaction for the acquisition of that property. And it is, the RAPID database is overseen by the Maryland State Police, and it is a requirement that the county designate, to be able to participate in the RAPID database, that the Baltimore County Police Department be designated as the primary law enforcement unit for the county.
And are there any questions or comments from the council for Mr. Lawrence tonight? All right, is there a motion to approve Resolution 89-17?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Then a motion second. Mr. Secretary, please call a roll on Resolution 89-17.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mrs. Allman?
Aye.
Resolution 89-17 is passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next item is a list of names for recommendation to the Baltimore County Property Tax Assessment Appeals Board. The names are as follows. I. William Chase, Esquire, member for reappointment. Sandra L. Cullen, alternate for reappointment. Karen Beth Hoffberger for appointment. Laronia Josie, Esquire, for appointment. Alan H. Judman, M.D., for appointment. John M. Christiana, for appointment. Tina Shepard, for appointment. Lisa Jablon, for appointment. Pamela Brown Simmons, for appointment. Jennifer Kreiser, for appointment. Kurt Haspert, for appointment. And Mary Jo Moxley, a registered nurse, for appointment.
And are there any questions or comments from the members on these appointments? Is there a motion to approve the recommendations?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the recommendations.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mrs. Allman?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
The recommendations are approved. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
The next item, Mr. Chair, is confirmation of the county executive's appointment of Gail Watts as Director of the Department of Corrections for Baltimore County.
And are there any questions or comments from the council members? Councilman Marks?
Yes, thank you very much. I had the honor of meeting with Ms. Watts earlier today. I think she is an outstanding appointee for this position. I want to thank her for her 30 years of service to the military, including deployments in the Middle East, and as well as her 27 years of experience in corrections. As a councilman who represents the detention center, it's important to have good relationships with the director. We had that for the past 7 years. I look forward to working with Ms. Watts in the future.
Thank you, Councilman Marks. Any other questions or comments, Councilwoman?
I'd just like to say welcome, and we are very, very happy to have you here with all of your experience and your good nature and your wisdom. Thank you.
Councilman Jones, did you have?
Yes, I too would like to echo the comments of my colleagues. There's no question that you are certainly highly qualified and dedicated, have tremendous amount of experience, and it will be my pleasure to vote for your confirmation here today. And hopefully we'll know where the party is later, because you have you have a lot of family there with you, and you know, family has to eat. Can't bring all these people here and not feed them. Just let us know where the party's going to be now.
Yeah, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too want to congratulate you on this appointment. And we had a discussion today, and I just want to go over her first two priorities, which I think are very important for the county corrections. And number one, it deals with wellness of the employees of the county correctional facility. And obviously, wellness is something that you have a good attitude and you take care of yourself, you're going to live longer, you're going to actually do a much better job. So that's number one. And number two sort of did shock me, deals with security in the facility. And apparently there are a couple areas of the facility that are not recorded. They're blind areas in some of the areas which we're now taking care of by installing cameras. And so, again, I thank you so much. And I think I know from your qualifications and from talking with you how dedicated you are to this job. And most importantly, that since the people who are in the correctional facility are not hardcore offenders for the most part, that you're going to want to work with them, rehabilitate them so that they don't commit crimes again, and more importantly, will realize the American dream and live a fulfilled life. So I thank you very much.
Councilwoman Bevins?
Ms. Watts, congratulations, and I really enjoyed our meeting last week and getting to know you on a personal level as well. And I know you're going to do a fantastic job, and I know you know all the ins and the outs of the Correction Center. So I'm looking forward to working with you. And I think now we will have 3 female directors in Baltimore County government, so I'm also excited about that.
And then, Ms. Watts, I'd just say it was a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for answering my billion questions. I do look forward to touring the detention center along with you at some point and learning more. It's a quite operation. There's, I think, 1,300 inmates at that facility, and there's all different levels of potential threat, some low level, some medium, some high. So it's a lot of responsibility, and I'm confident as well as my colleagues that you're up to that challenge. We look forward to definitely working together. And with that, unless there's any other questions or comments, I will move to approve the appointment.
I'll second.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the appointment.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mrs. Allman?
Aye.
And the appointment's approved.
I hope you don't mind.
And it is, as Councilman Jones alluded to, it is so nice to see such a wonderful family and friends and support system that came out tonight, too.
Yeah.
So thank you all for being here tonight as well.
Thank you.
And Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Mr. Chair, the next item is Resolution 91-17, to accept a gift from the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services Emergency Number Systems Board 911 Center, for intro only this evening.
All righty. And Mr. Secretary, is any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chair.
And is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Now, as is customary, anyone who signed up prior to the meeting with the secretary is allowed up to 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Secretary, are there any speakers signed up for this evening? We have one speaker, Mr. Chair. And so we have Mr. Dwayne Davis. Mr. Davis, if you want to come on up, and of course you have up to 3 minutes to speak, and I think we have the clock that's queued up for this tonight, I think. Or we just got, okay. All right. Good evening, Mr. Davis. Thank you for coming in.
My name is Dwayne Davis. I spoke to you last on September 2nd or the 5th, and on October the 2nd, I submitted written testimony to be submitted to your board. I'm a whistleblower, and my complaint and my situation was I was falsely imprisoned for a crime I didn't commit, which I've explained to you before. So what I'm here in front of the board to talk about, to have addressed, is my right to property and my freedom of speech and expression. My property that was taken was film. I'm an independent filmmaker. I was making a documentary about the Democratic Party and mass incarceration. The film incurred Scott Schellenberger, Judge Turnbull, Judge Previs, Judge Hall. It concurred the 69 judges that Governor O'Malley put in place when he was elected. I'm a caterer. I've been in your houses. I've worked for David Irwin when the judges came there to have parties. I know about the laws that they were passing and the temperament of the court. So since Councilman Kirk is my representative, I've exhausted my remedies under the law, city, county, state, and federal levels. I've asked for my representatives to address checks and balances that exist when the judicial part of our government is not performing correctly. And as my councilman and as my legislative branch of the government, I'm asking you to address this issue on my behalf. I'm an indigent. I don't have money. I'm homeless. So because of my financial disposition, I'm not supposed to be denied access to the court or representation from my government officials. I'm a voting resident. I ran for office. I'm a black Republican, and Scott Schellenberger used his office of power as political retribution and personal attacks on me. I can show you where Scott Schellenberger tried to have me arrested for the murder of Scott Greenberg. I can show you where Scott Schellenberger tried to have me arrested for 5 other felonies outside of this toilet incident, and I was found innocent of all these charges. Scott Schellenberger knowingly filed false charges against me. Scott Schellenberger knowingly presented false evidence to the grand jury, and Scott Schellenberger refused to return my property or show the grand jury my true intent. I have the videotapes. I have everything documented, and Councilman Quirk has all those videos in the emails that I've been sending you. Now, approaching Councilman Quirk, I was instructed that he can't help me, that I have to go through the law department, and the law department don't want to talk to me neither. So me as a citizen and you as my representatives, we're in this quandary of Dred Scott. Do blacks in this county have rights in which white establishment respects? Because I'm not getting any justice here. I'm supposed to have my property returned to me freely and duly at the convenience and the expense of my government when I was found innocent of all those charges. My property contains of a $54 million lawsuit. That property that was taken was material that I was submitting to a film company, and I need that back. That's my livelihood. That's my intellectual property, and it's covered under the Constitution. That's my time. I sent you a follow-up letter, and I need you to address this in written form, because if you don't give me my property back, I have a right to file a direct appeal to the Supreme Court as a writ of certiorari. So either I can get access to the grand jury here in the state, or you can refuse me that access to the grand jury, and I can take your refusal and approach the Supreme Court. That's what I'm asking. It's a reinvention of Dred Scott. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you for coming in. All righty. Well, thank you all for coming in tonight. Please have a safe drive home. Good night.
Send another email. Okay. I'll take a look into it. I'll take a look into it for you.